Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So some crazy stuff is going on. Obviously, I'm sure a lot of you saw what Fox reported, that the Manhattan District Attorney's Office and other forces there in Manhattan are going after Trump and trying to figure out how to arrest him and how to go about doing that while working with, I think, Secret Service and a few other entities to try to figure out what to do as far as what's going on. Obviously, they've been going after him about this for a long time. And it's not because that he's done wrong and needs to be arrested. It's because they need to arrest him to stop him from running for president. Like I said before, they are desperate and they will do whatever it takes. Nothing that they have done has worked. They've tried to start civil war in this country. They've tried to do this. They've tried to do that. They've even, resorted to poisoning our water. And certain things like that to, scare people, to get people on edge, to try to do whatever it is that they're, trying to do in the ways that they're trying to do it, to keep their agenda alive, where they can still practice the rituals that they do, the things that have to do with children and, and all that stuff. So, anyways, Fox News reported that Trump is supposedly supposed to be arrested this coming week. Because of the Stormy Daniels incident where he supposedly paid a porn star named Stormy Daniels some hush money. Everybody has a past is the way that I look at it. Barack Obama definitely had a past, but the media didn't care. All these other people have had past. Biden has a past. Biden does some terrible stuff, but the media does not care. They're worried about Trump because what he is and what he is about and what he represents is actually the American people. In the real American way of life, and he's against the child sex trafficking and all those other things that the Democrats and even some Republicans indulge in, and they're scared. They're doing whatever it takes to do to get him out of there. I do not believe it's going to work. I believe that God is completely in control, like God, the one and only living God, Jesus Christ, and his Father and the Holy Spirit. I know that they know what's going on. I know that they have this under control. If you watch the prophets and look at what they're saying, I trust in that stuff. I know that God, has a soft spot in his heart for this country because of what this country represents. And I definitely have peace with that. So I believe that you should also, and I'm also saying that you should definitely pray if you are that type of person. This stuff is serious. Also, we don't know if there will be small little outbreaks of small civil wars in this country during this period of time if he does get arrested, which I do believe that they will. I have heard other reporters, like David Nino Rodriguez, a year ago, maybe close to a year ago at least, with 107 or however you say his name, and they were talking about this gut punch that was going to come, that was most likely going to include a Trump arrest. And all this stuff is coming true, and it is crazy, that these people or have their feet dug in so far into our nation's legal systems and stuff that they can get away with the things that they can get away with and get off scot-free and nobody goes after them. But then they're wanting to have Trump arrested for, supposedly paying a prostitute hush money, I guess, to stop this prostitute from talking to Trump's at the time wife. I'm not sure. Like I said, to me, it doesn't matter, Trump cheating on somebody or talking about grabbing a girl's genital area is nowhere near as serious as the former fake sitting president being a pedophile, and the stuff on top of that's even more heinous than just being a pedophile. If you look into it, what actually happens to these children and the other stuff that the Biden family is involved in. Sleeping with China and the money laundering and basically selling our country out. It's a big, sick, twisted thing. But hey, I did want to talk to you about this stuff. This is going on. It is a real thing. What do I personally believe? I do lots of research into this stuff. I see what's going on. I see their desperation. And I know what this is about. And if they do arrest him, their purpose for wanting to do that is they could have more than one. One is definitely the fact that they believe that once he's arrested it will taint his chances of being able to become president again. I do not believe that it will work in that manner. I believe that it will backfire the complete opposite way. Also, kind of like if you follow the Andrew Tate story, they put him and his brother in jail, and all of a sudden they had a medical emergency. We don't even know if they're alive or dead. We have no idea what's going on at this point. I haven't seen much on it since then. But if you don't do what the Matrix and Deep State wants you to do, they go after you. They go after your family. You know, especially if you're somebody like Andrew Tate that lots of people follow and lots of people, you know, look at as a, you know, a good role model. And I do too. I think that he's great. I mean, some of his stuff is kind of off, but, you know, he does have a lot of good points, and he does have a lot of good advice for young men and people in general to step away from what they believe is the normal way to make their own way and to become successful. But look at him now, in jail with his brother. It might be alive, might be dead, I don't know. And that's what they do. You know, they get you in jail. Oh, this person had a medical emergency, they passed away. So anyways, I pray for Donald Trump. I pray for his family. I know that he's already had assassinations attempts. One took place in Mar-a-Lago, where his they tried to shoot him through his bedroom window from some type of an aircraft, whether it had been a drone, a helicopter, or something like that, but luckily it had bulletproof windows. I've heard that from multiple sources. There is a chance it might not be true, but there's a good chance that it's there's much more of a percentage of it being true. You know, because where there's smoke, there's fire. I know that he has at least had assassination attempts on his life because of the threat that he poses to the deep state and the secret societies and the Satan worshipers. So what do I believe is going to happen? Do I believe he's going to be arrested? I think so. I think he will be put in handcuffs. And after that, I believe that there's going to be a lot of legal stuff happening, and that's going to open doors to other things that is going to backfire in their faces, and they're going to really regret their decisions. Can't talk about that stuff on here because I don't want my channel to get knocked off of here like it did before. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But do y'all's own research. Make sure you pray. If you have a family and you're afraid for your safety, purchase a gun. Like I was looking recently. I mean, I do have my own. Obviously, I don't really need much more. I was wanting to get something that my wife could more easily operate. But High Point makes a pistol caliber carbine. They're super easy to use. They take Glock mags. They're super inexpensive. You can get one, pick one up for about $300. Versus what you would spend on an AR-15 might be $700. So, you know, they're way less than half the price of a Armalite rifle. So y'all should look into that. Get yourself some ammunition, because you never know what type of issues might get brought right to your front doorstep, depending on where you live. Luckily, we live a little bit out in the country, but still pretty close to town. But we still don't know. And I try to be prepared. You know, whenever the liberals don't get their way, they like to throw a temper tantrum, and it usually includes burning down a city and people's businesses, including black people's businesses, and gay-owned businesses, and people of color-owned businesses, and LGBTQ businesses. They don't care. While they're burning it down, they just burn it all down. They'll loot everybody's stuff. And they think that's fine for them to do that. And then they demonize Republicans for going and protesting. But there's the hypocrisy of the left. You can't ignore it at this point. It's terrible. What's happening in this country right now is undeniable. And it just sickens me, and I'm ready for these people to get brought down. So y'all need to pray for that. You know, that God put a complete end to this until it's his time to come back when the 7 years of tribulation starts. What's going on right now is completely sick, and it really does need to stop. So anyways, I love all of you. I hope this video encouraged you somewhat. It is my opinion on some of this stuff, but I do a lot of research. Please understand that. I care about my country a lot. That's why I'm in the process of right now of enlisting in the Navy. Even though it's not going so good, they permanently disqualified me from enlistment, but I do have one last chance of getting in. And then it requires me to go down to the state of Louisiana and get a bunch of old records and write some handwritten statements to go along with it to explain the stuff. And hopefully they'll be like, okay, you know, we'll let you in. But we'll see. If not, I'm going to continue to be a patriot. I'm not going to ever stop. I love my country. I love my God, the one and true living God. I love my family. I love what this country represents, and I'm going to continue to be that way. So I hope that y'all stick around, and I hope that y'all stay in prayer. I love you. Jesus loves you, and I'll see you next time.